They say grief is the heaviest burden a man can carry. But they are wrong. The heaviest burden is betrayal. It was 4 p.m. on a Tuesday. I had just buried my mother, Clara, the woman who raised me single-handedly, scrubbing floors so I could have a future. I stood in the hallway of my own house, my shoes muddy from the cemetery, water dripping from my coat onto the hardwood floor. I was holding a brown envelope in my hand. Inside was something my mother's lawyer had given me just an hour ago. A secret she had kept from everyone, even me, for 40 years. A secret worth $8 million. I was about to open the bedroom door to tell my wife, Linda. I wanted to tell her that our financial struggles were over, that we were free. But then, I heard her voice. She was on the phone, and she was laughing. "Oh, stop it, Mark," she giggled. "Yes, the old hag is finally in the ground. And James? He's a mess. He's crying like a baby. But don't worry. I have the divorce papers ready. He's broke, Mark. Useless. Once I sell this house, I'm leaving him. I'll be with you, in Hawaii, by Monday." My hand froze on the doorknob. The grief in my heart instantly turned into ice. I looked at the $8 million check in the envelope, and I realized Linda wasn't just losing a husband today. She was losing a lottery ticket. To understand why this moment shattered me, you have to understand the last 2 years. My business had failed. We were drowning in debt. I was working double shifts as a warehouse manager just to keep the lights on. Linda. She changed. When I had money, she was loving. But when the money dried up, she became cruel. She hated my mother. She called her a burden because Mom lived in our guest room during her final days fighting cancer. "Why can't she just die already?" Linda had screamed at me last week. "She's draining our savings, James." I swallowed my anger because I loved Linda. I thought it was just stress. I thought if we could just get through this, we would be okay. I was a fool. Earlier that afternoon, after the funeral service, Mom's old lawyer, Mr. Thompson, pulled me aside. "James," he said, "your mother was a very private woman. You knew her as a cleaner, but you didn't know that her grandfather left her 50 acres of land in Texas back in 1980. She never sold it. She leased it to an oil company." I stared at him. "Oil?" "Yes," Mr. Thompson smiled. "She saved every penny of the royalties for you. She wanted you to have it when she was gone, so no one could take it from you, not even your creditors." He slid the check across the desk. $8,450,000. "There is one condition in the will," Thompson added. "This money is for you. If you are divorced or separated at the time of inheritance, your spouse gets 0. It is ironclad." I cried. Not for the money, but for her sacrifice. She lived in old clothes so I could be a king. I couldn't wait to go home and tell Linda that she never had to worry again. But now, standing in that hallway, hearing her plan to leave me for Mark, I made a choice. I opened the door. Linda jumped. She quickly hung up the phone and put on a fake sad face. "James," she exclaimed. "Oh, honey, you're back. I was just telling my mom how worried I am about you." The lie was so smooth it made me sick. "I'm fine," I said, my voice dead calm. "Where are my bags?" Linda looked confused. "What? You packed my bags, didn't you?" I asked. "I saw the suitcases in the closet." She dropped the act. Her face turned cold. "Look, James, I can't do this anymore. You're broke. You're depressed. And now your mother is gone. I need a man who can provide, not a man who smells like a cemetery." She pulled a document from the drawer. "These are divorce papers. Sign them. You keep your debt, I keep the house. It's fair." I looked at the papers. If I signed these, I would technically be separated. The will's condition would protect the money. "Who is Mark?" I asked quietly. She froze. "It doesn't matter who Mark is. He has money. That's what matters. Just sign the papers, James, and get out." I didn't scream. I didn't fight. I took a pen from my pocket, the expensive gold pen my mother had given me for graduation, and I signed. Done, I said. The house is yours. The debt is mine. And I am free. I picked up my small duffel bag and walked out into the rain. Linda stood at the door, arms crossed, a smug smile on her face. She thought she had won. She thought she had discarded a loser. As I reached my old sedan, a black Rolls-Royce pulled into the driveway. It was Mr. Thompson, the lawyer. He had come to deliver the keys to the new estate Mom had bought in my name months ago. Linda's eyes went wide. She stepped out onto the porch. "James?" she called out. "Who is that?" Mr. Thompson stepped out of the car. "Mr. Sterling," he said loud enough for her to hear. "The transfer of the $8 million to your private account is complete. And here are the keys to the Lakeview mansion. Your mother wanted you to move in tonight." The color drained from Linda's face. It was like watching a ghost leave a body. She ran down the porch steps, ignoring the rain. "James? What is he talking about? What money?" I turned to her. I pulled the envelope from my pocket. I showed her the check. "Mom left me everything," I said. "But she had one rule. If I was married, we shared it. If I was separated, I keep it all." I pointed to the divorce papers she was still holding in her hand. "You just signed away $4 million, Linda." "No, no, James, wait," she screamed, grabbing my wet coat. "I didn't mean it. Mark means nothing to me. I was just angry. I love you. Please, baby, we can tear up the papers." I looked at her, really looked at her. I saw the greed in her eyes. The same greed that made her hate my mother. "You didn't leave me because I was broke, Linda," I said softly. "You left me because you are broken, and no amount of money can fix that." I got into the Rolls-Royce. Mr. Thompson held the door open for me. "Where to, sir?" he asked. "Away from here," I replied. As we drove off, I watched in the rearview mirror. Linda was kneeling in the mud, clutching the wet divorce papers, screaming my name. My phone buzzed. It was a text from her. "Please come back. I love you." I blocked the number. I wasn't just rich. I was free. Karma has no deadline. Linda wanted a rich man, but her greed made her poor. I wanted a loyal wife, but my poverty showed me her truth. My mother saved me twice. First, she gave me life. And in the end, she gave me a new life. If you believe that loyalty is worth more than gold, please like this video. And if you want to see more stories where karma strikes instantly, subscribe to the channel. Never underestimate the quiet ones. We hear everything, even the things you say when you think we aren't listening. I'm James. Thank you for watching.